Well, hey y'all, let's throw together something really quick and delicious and wonderful, and it's going to go great this summer with barbecues and get-togethers and things like that. It's a broccoli raisin salad, and it's so customizable. You can do your own thing to it. First thing I'm going to do is mix up the dressing that is going to, and the glue that's going to hook it all together and give it a yummy flavor. Because you know, we're a Duke's house, and so I've got 1 cup, but you can use your favorite mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, and then 3 to 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Now, if you don't have apple cider vinegar, you can use white vinegar, red wine vinegar. If you have a flavored vinegar that you like, use that. It's your kitchen, y'all. You can do what you want to. But I'm just going to add, for starters, 3. There we go. And you can add any seasoning to this because it is so customizable, but I'm going to use my very favorite Southern Secret, and this is going to make it delicious. And I'm going to use, I want to eyeball it, about a teaspoon. There we go. Now I'm not going to add any salt or pepper or anything else to this. That is it. And we're just going to give this a good mix. Okay, all this mayonnaise and apple cider vinegar is all creamy. So I'm going to add a cup of sugar, just regular white sugar. You can use your favorite sugar substitute if you would like. My favorite is monk fruit. I have enough to make 1 more pitcher of iced tea. And so I'm saving that monk fruit. Well, it's not enough. It's only 1/4 a cup is what I got. So we're resorting to regular old sugar today. All right, now we're just going to set this aside and let it do its thing. Let's make a little room here so I can show you what we're going to do. Here, y'all hold that for me. Y'all so handy. Okay, now, I prepped all of this last night, and this is a great thing to do if you're having people over and you know, they kind of drive you a little nuts in your kitchen and you just want to get them busy, get them to doing stuff. This is a great thing. Somebody that doesn't know how to cook, this will enable them to know that they can throw together a salad. And because you've done all the hard work for them, right? Yeah. So I have 2 large heads of broccoli florets. And I wash them in our vinegar water like we do our strawberries and all our produce. And then I cut them into bite-sized pieces. The size that you cut the little trees into will depend on you and your crowd because you know what they like. Now to this, I'm going to add about 1 cup of golden raisins. I'm not going to measure this, y'all. Let's see. Just pick out a little spot right here, and I'm going to eyeball a cup. Now you can use dried cranberries. You can use your favorite dried fruit. If you were out of everything else, but you had some dried apricots, you could chop those up. That would be great. But it just adds a little bite, a high mark, little flavor to it that is delicious. Okay, now to this, I have 1/4 of a red onion that I diced up last night. I wrapped it in parchment paper, stored it in my little Ziploc. And this is 1/4 of a red onion. Now some recipes call for cheese and some don't call for cheese. Again, you know your crowd. If you have people coming that are lactose intolerant, obviously you would leave the cheese out. But it does just add an extra bit of texture and color and calcium, and we all need more calcium, don't we? Okay, so just tear this apart, and I shredded this in a large shred on my box grater, but you could use the fine one if you like, and you could absolutely use the good stuff in the bag. I'm not throwing shade on that, not at all, because that's good stuff too. All right, and then I have about 1 cup of almonds that I have toasted in some butter. Now you can also use sunflower seeds, which is what the original recipe does call for. But I have the hardest time finding any sunflower seeds that are aromatic, I can't even talk today. They all seem to be rancid by the time you get home with them. And I don't eat them on anything else, and so I just don't buy them, y'all. But You absolutely can. You can use pecans, walnuts, whatever your, let's see, let me put this underneath here. Whatever your crowd enjoys. Or, leave them out. If you have people that are allergic to nuts, very accessible this is. Now, I've cooked up 4 pieces of bacon. And you can use bacon bits, you can use imitation bacon, you can use whatever you like. You can use turkey bacon, but I've just cooked it and crumbled it. So, in she goes. Doesn't that look good already? I mean, gosh, y'all, it's got bacon in it. We love it. We love it. Okay. Now, you could make this up the night before if you wanted to. Just depends on your crowd and how many cooks you're going to have in the kitchen. Alrighty. Now, let's just make sure I didn't forget anything. Our dressing, another stir around. Okay, let me get just a little bite and see if it needs adjusting. See what we think. I don't think it needs, yeah, I mean, just a little more seasoning to it. The sugar is not dissolved yet, but by the time we sit down to eat this, it will be. If you wanted to make this dressing a day ahead, to make sure your sugar was dissolved, you could do that and store it in a mason jar with a good lid on it. All right. Let's just pour this over our salad. We'll start with that much and we'll see how it goes. I don't want it to be too goopy, but then you also do want everything to be coated. Okay, then I am going to add the balance of this in here. Now this will keep, because it has mayonnaise in it, you obviously want to keep it cooled. So you want to keep this in your refrigerator. And I wouldn't let it go past probably 3 days in there. But you know your bunch and you know your refrigerator. So you just do what makes you happy. Let's just give this a final toss-a-roo. Okay, that is thoroughly mixed. Now I'm going to serve this, not in my strawberry bowl, but in this pretty cabbage bowl. I got this at Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago, and when you do find cute things like this, look to see on the back if it says it's food safe. You don't want to go through all this and put your food in something that'll kill your friends and family. And this one says dishwasher safe, food safe, not microwave safe. We got to read the small print. All right, let's just put this in our dish. Now this salad will travel very well. One thing you could do if you were going to a picnic, you could put this in a Ziploc bag and put it in your ice chest. Obviously where it's not going to get squished or get water, melted ice in it. But put this in your ice chest and take your pretty bowl with you. And then whenever you get there, you can put it in your pretty serving dish. All right, there we go. There we go, y'all. Okay, and I made a mess, of course. Okay, now, one thing that you can do, if you're having a bunch of people around, you always got, okay, y'all, you always have that one person that comes through and gets 3 scoops. And it's the first person in line, and you've got all these people that are going to want some. So, and that kind of slows everything down. One thing you can do when you're serving anything like this that can sit out for a little bit at a potluck or whatever, you get some individual punch cups, whether they're like this was my mama's, little punch cups or the little plastic disposable ones. And then you can just put the serving in the little dish. Okay, you put your serving in your little dish and you put these lined up. And so when people are coming through the line, all they got to do is grab it and go. And they're good to go. So there you go. Let's get us a little flavor and see what we think. And we know the sugar is still going to be grainy. But we'll know what the flavor's gonna be anyway. So let's just get us a little bite here. See if we got everything. We got a little piece of cheese and a nut and onion. Mm-hmm. No, that's so good. That is so good. It's got just enough, the tanginess, the seasoning, the sugar, the creaminess, the crunch. It's got all the flavors in it. And it's got all the feels, as the kids say. Anyway, it's a great little recipe. And I will attach the written real recipe, but you don't have to follow it. You can just improvise and do what you need to use up. So I'll see y'all next time, and y'all go do something fun. Bye, y'all.